Hi creatures of YouTube, I'm not the average Norwegian, and today I thought I could talk a little bit about how Norwegians view the rest of the world. Everybody got opinions of others. Norwegians are no different. So I thought I could talk a little bit about how Norwegians view the world. And I thought I could start with the countries closest to us, like Sweden. People from Sweden are probably just the Norwegian Mexican, kind of. Because in Norway we have a lot of Swedes, and they all come in here to take our jobs, but only the ones we don't want. So if you go to a 7-Eleven or something like that, there's probably a Swede working there. We don't mind though. I like Swedes. Swedes are good people. And then we have the Finnish people. People from Finland. I think we Norwegians view them as kind of rednecks, because they always make crazy shit. They drink a lot, and yeah, that's how I think Norwegians view Finnish people. Then you have the Danish people. In Norway we always say that the Danish people talk like they got a potato in their throat, because they have different vocals than we do. And not every Norwegian understands the Danish, but we can understand if they talk slow. Because in written language, Norwegian and Danish are almost the same. But when we hear it, it's really hard because the vocals are completely different. And the Swedish people, everybody in Norway understand. But not as well in the written language. Let's see. You have the Brits, English people. We think they are kind of too nice. Really polite people. They drink a lot of tea. Yeah. And I think the Norwegian view is that British people are ugly. Sorry. But I guess that's because the Vikings stole all the hot people. Sorry. And then we have the Germans. The Germans, they're okay now. We hated them for a long while after the war. But I guess now people don't mind the Germans. We think that the Germans got way too many camping vehicles, you know, and like trailers, kind of. And they come here, and you would think that we would love them because they come here and buy stuff. The only problem is they don't buy stuff because they bring their own food. So, mixed emotions about Germans, I think. Then we have the French people. French people, little mustaches, eat a lot of croissant. Too nice about everything, you know. I think we think that they have the nice wine and so nice language. And yeah, they're just annoying, really. The Turkish people. The Turkish people make a lot of kebab. We have a lot of Turkish restaurants in Norway. And they're hairy. I think that's how Norwegians look at Turkish people. And then we have Iraqi people. They got big noses. Really, it's the same thing about Afghanians or whatever. The Mexicans. They really try doing winter sports. We can't make a list like this without having the Americans with us. Norwegians think that the American people is batshit crazy. But we love the craziness. We watch all of your movies. We have basically more American TV than we have Norwegian. Because you guys make the best shows. I think a lot of Norwegian people have Netflix. And even though it's got some Norwegian content, most of it's American. I think most Norwegians are afraid that Trump's gonna be the president. I really think that most of us are kind of afraid he's gonna start World War III. We really thought you guys were joking around when we heard that the guy from The Apprentice with the bad hairdo might be president. Then we have the Russians. The Russians are even more batshit crazy than Americans. But the Russian people, they're proud, they're hardworking, and unfortunately, a lot of Russians in Norway steal stuff. That's the reputation. But I'm not saying every Russian steals stuff. There's a lot of good Russians. But you also have some rotten eggs that destroys your reputation. Not good for you, man. Then we have the Polacks. The Polacks also really hardworking, really, most of them are good guys, even though they totally suck at English. They always tell you yes if you ask them if they understood, because they don't want to disappoint you by saying no. Turns out that's not such a good idea when you ask them to do something specific that needs to be done right. I think most Norwegians have an impression that in Brazil there's only chicks with really nice asses. Switzerland. They make nice watches. They have some nice mountains like Norway. Besides that, I don't know much about how it is living in Switzerland or how the people is. But hey, I guess their flag is a big plus. Irish fight a lot. And they're really proud. So if you beat one, you might get a pot of gold. The Scottish people have the most manly language in the world. The Canadians make maple syrup, their police rides, and they're kind of a more polite version of the Americans. The Chinese are a bit smaller than the rest of us, so they can make really small electrical stuff. The Australian people surf. That's kind of what we learned from Home and Away. The Indian people is not the American Indian, but the real Indians. They are really good at English, but still they can't make a movie without dancing, singing, and doing this. Africans, really rich or really poor? Egypt, you guys need to let women drive. Kenya, what are they feeding you? You guys run like shit! Thailand, the place you go to get a wife when everything else fails. Japan, where you want to go if you want to start a music career. There's somebody bound to love your music. And if not, you probably suck like... yeah, you really suck. Besides, Japan, you got some crazy porn. Italy, you guys gotta calm your feelings down and relax. North Korea, you guys are crazy. How can people believe all the crazy shit your dictator says he does? Please don't nuke me. South Korea, please just keep wearing your stupid cat costumes. Please stop poking a stick at North Korea. They're gonna nuke us all. The Netherlands, you guys are doing a lot of stuff right. Monaco, too much rich people, too little space. And that's my list, folks. That's the stuff that I heard stuff about in Norway, or opinions that I've discussed with other people. And yeah, just bear in mind that these are not necessarily my personal beliefs. It's just what a general piece of the public, or at least some of my friends, think about your country. If you feel like I missed a country or two, please comment, and maybe I'll make a second video with those countries. But those are kind of countries that are in the media, so if you're not mentioned, man, you're not doing enough. Possibly. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and be nice with animals. So, I hope you guys have a lovely evening or night or day, whatever the time is with you guys. And I hope you keep watching my videos. Have a nice day. Bye.